Hola, I'm Fivers and welcome to Grimlight. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the new 5-star hero that has just been released. The new hero is called Van Helsing. He is a light ranger, he does physical damage, and he's a hero from the fairy tale of Dracula. As you can see, he is a vampire hunter. He costs 4 crystals to deploy, and he is the first light ranger probably made to destroy our dark warrior Dracula. Let's see. Taking a look at his stats at level 70, we can see that he has 1175 combat power. Comparing him with the other 4 cost rangers, he is the one with the highest attack. He has the standard defense but the highest HP. He has range 5, it will be way better to have range 6, but it's not that bad either. His attack speed is really high, 1.5, matching the attack speed of March Hare. Then the critical rate and the critical damage are the standard values. His active skill is called Crucify, and at level 1 is Van Helsing summon a magic cross down in a large area, dealing 300% damage, enemies hit are stunned for 3 seconds. I already love the design. If Grimlight does something well, is the art and the character design. Well, he deals 300% damage in a large area and stuns the enemy's hit for 3 seconds. This is a really good ability. If he just hits 2 enemies, he will already deal more damage than Hook, but to do more damage than the active ability of Cinderella, he will have to hit 4 enemies. If he just hits 3 enemies, he will deal a bit less damage than Cinderella, but we could say that both abilities are at the same level in that case, thanks to the stun of Van Helsing. That extra utility has an important value in Grimlight. The stun will be really helpful in PvP and PvE. His passive is called Retribution, and at level 1 is every 5 hits, fire a barrage of 5 bolts at the enemy with lowest HP, dealing 50% damage per bolt and inflicting knockback. His passive is really good, he will do a big amount of damage, and the most important thing is that he will deal this damage to the weakest enemy, so he will probably kill that enemy. But not only that, each hit applies knockback, so the weakest enemy that is receiving this damage will have a really bad moment without doing anything. Van Helsing has 3 traits: Barbed Arrowheads. Van Helsing's attack afflict grievous wounds, 50% healing reduction for 10 seconds. This effect is clearly a counter of lifesteal. So here we can see how Van Helsing is clearly focusing Dracula, and the trait of Can Rim that gives lifesteal. But that's not all. This also affects to the healing that they could receive from other sources. So this trait is really good in my opinion. Then Silver Bolts deals plus 10% additional damage against dark enemies. I love it, another perfect detail for his design. So yeah, with this trait Van Helsing not only will deal more damage to the dark enemies because the element bonus, he will deal an extra 10% more to dark enemies. So he will deal a 35% bonus damage to this element. This is huge. And to finish, True Sight. Van Helsing has 100% accuracy. Do you know what is the meaning of that? That he can't miss. And he's definitely countering Dracula, because Dracula normally uses a gear set of evasion. So not only that, he's clearly countering all the enemies that have high evasion, because Van Helsing doesn't care. He doesn't miss, he always hits. Well, should you summon Van Helsing? Well, Van Helsing follows the same pattern as the other new heroes of Grimlight. He is definitely a really good character, and I will say that he is probably the best ranger of the game, fighting with Cinderella. But he's not overpowered. With this, I mean that he's not way stronger than the characters that we already have. So I don't think that he's a must pull if you play mostly just PvE. But if you like his design, you will be really happy with his performance, because he is a really good character. So it's on you if you want to keep your resources waiting for a power creep hero, or if you're already happy with what he is and you want him. In my opinion, I will summon for him, and the people that focus on PvP must summon him, because he is a counter of the evasion sets, and right now characters like Dracula, Odette, Kaguya, Alice are heroes that use this evasion set and can be a really hard unit to deal with when we are just missing every hit. So I think that Van Helsing has the power to change this meta, but that is just my theory. but I'm sure that Van Helsing is an incredible hero for PvP. Large area damage and stunning area with his active ability, attacking and knocking back the weakest enemy with his passive, doing 35% bonus damage to the dark element. He applies Grievous Wounds with his traits to reduce the healing, and he doesn't miss. Of course, if you like his design or you just want the hero, just pull for him. And that's it for today's video. I hope that I have helped you. Thank you so much for watching, leave a comment, drop a like and consider subscribing if you wanna see more Grimlight content in the future, and see you in the next video. Ciao!